Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Doing this video from the car. Thankfully, I have my GoPro with me. I've been in the clinic all day, literally teleconference after teleconference, and then when I was finished with those, it was sending out email after email after email after email, going through clinicaltrials.gov, looking for studies, networking with sites, doing it through my LinkedIn group, through my LinkedIn profile, just everywhere, just pure hustle. And that's kind of what this video is going to be about today. It's why you need to increase your hustle if you're trying to get more studies for your site in 2015. All right, that might actually be the title of this video. So right now, for those of you watching from the future, hello, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, okay, and like it. Right now, July 2015, we're seeing a relatively low supply of studies, right? Especially certain therapeutic indications are getting hit harder than others. Central nervous system, for one, diabetes is another one. Where there is some growth and where there is a good amount of activity, despite the relatively overall low study supply and slow market. And then on top of that, you have summer, which is always slow no matter what the market. For new CDAs and new feasibility surveys. The areas where there is a good amount of activity are oncology, which is very lucrative, by the way, asthma and Parkinson's, right, and pediatric, any kind of pediatric trials. At least from what I'm seeing, anecdotally. Tell me if you're hearing other things or seeing other things, but that's what I'm seeing right now. So what do you do if you don't specialize in those areas I just mentioned? All right, very similar to the person I talked to today. He wants to open a site. He has a lot of experience as a sub-investigator, wants to open a site, but unfortunately his specialty is in an area that's been hit hard right now, central nervous system disorders. So I told him, are you willing to pivot and take on other studies outside of your specialty, like Parkinson's, like asthma, like oncology? As PI or as sub-I, but I recommend he be the PI and bring in an expert specialist from one of those areas, like an oncologist or someone who specializes in asthma or a pediatrician. As a sub-I, bring them into the company and then get those kind of trials. So react to what the market's giving you, okay? We can't make water flow out of a rock. Okay, we're not, like, we can't do miracles. We can't turn water into wine. If there's not CNS studies, I don't care how much money you pay me. I might find you some, but you're not going to be getting tons of studies. And the ones I do find you, you better not waste that opportunity in this low study supply market we're in right now, because that might be the only opportunity you get, right? You don't want to throw away your opportunities, the few ones that you do get. And I'll do separate videos on those later. But the important thing here, the takeaway message, is to be willing to pivot and find sub-Is, bring them on board. This is why you always need to be recruiting sub-investigators to your site. Bring them on board, have them basically, essentially be the PI, although you're the PI, so you can call it co-PI. But really, most of the time, there's just one PI and you can have some sub-Is. So chances are the sub-Is that you're bringing on board don't have any research experience, so it is more appropriate for you to be the PI, even though that's not your specialty. So let's say you're a psychiatrist and you're doing an asthma study. You are more appropriate to be a PI, even though that's outside of your specialty, than someone who is a specialist but has no research experience, all right? So, but you can have the sub-I. In other words, you guys can leverage each other's strengths and then diminish each other's weaknesses working together. So you got to be willing to do these kind of things. And also, if you want to hire me, like I said, I can't make miracles, but I can send you study leads. That means I can send you and direct you towards the studies that are accepting sites and are sending CDAs and are doing feasibilities, because there are always studies looking for sites, no matter what the market is. It's just in your best interest and in the best interest of your business to be able to adapt to what the market's giving you. So it's fine if you want to be stubborn about it and not want to take on studies outside of your therapeutic indication. But guess what? You might go out of business, right? So if you're truly running a business, you truly have to treat this like a business, and like any other business, you adapt to what the market's giving you. You can't force the market to give you a study if it's not out there. On top of that, when you get a study lead, or you get a referral from another colleague or a site that a study's recruiting sites, and you email them and you get no response, guess what? Pick up the phone and call them, follow up. You don't want to be annoying, but you can add them on LinkedIn. There's all kind of things you got to do, and then you move on. You move on to the next one, and you put those ones that you reached out to in a list somewhere. I use Evernote or Intralinks for it. That will remind you to follow up with them. So basically, what the amount of activity you think you need to do to get one study, what in a market like this one, you need to increase that by 10. There's a guy I follow, an author and a YouTube guy. He's a sales guy, Grant Cardone. So he wrote a book called The 10X Rule. The 10X Rule. I recommend that book to anyone watching, or just watch some of his YouTube stuff. Grant Cardone. 10X meaning if you want a result, the amount of work and the amount of things you need to do that you think you need to do to get that study, multiply it by 10. So if you want to get a study, conventional wisdom says, I'm going to email one, I'm going to find a study I want, then I'm going to email them, and then I'm going to wait and hope that they get back to me. What I tell you, and what Grant Cardone would tell you to do, is to find 10 studies that you could potentially do. Not 10 studies that you want, there's a difference. 10 studies that are out there, and then follow up with all of them. And if you get one out of those 10, consider that a success, right? A lot of you people are getting frustrated by the fact that you're reaching out to 1 or 2 people and not hearing back from them. Did you reach out to 10 or 20 people and not hear back from 1 or 2? Because then I would be a little more concerned. But if you're only reaching out to like 5 people and you're complaining because it's been 3 days and you haven't received anything back from them, guess what? Email 5 more, email 50 more, right? Last year I had a challenge. In fact, I'll do it again, right? This is not planned. Just like I'm kind of hyper because I had some green tea today. If you can email 100 people from clinicaltrials.gov in 1 week, and I need screenshots, and I'm talking about screenshots of your email outbox, right? I need to see it. Email 100 people, I guarantee you, email 100 people from clinicaltrials.gov in 1 week, I guarantee you are going to get at least one CDA and feasibility survey out of it, and that will lead to at least one study for your site. It's a lot of work for one study, but that's why a lot of companies are going to be going out of business or be unsuccessful during this period because they don't know how to hustle. So if you send me the screenshots of 100 emails that you sent in a 1 week period, this is plenty of time, I'll send you a gift, right? And we'll decide what kind of gift I'll give you, but it'll be pretty good, like maybe $100 worth. I got to talk to some of my business partners, some of the people from my team at the Clinical Trials Guru, to see what kind of gift we can get you guys. And I'm gonna pick one. All right, the first person to do this is going to get a prize. So, and don't just do it to get the prize. Do it for yourself. I mean, that's the point of this. So, I will do this. I'm not gonna do it this week or next week because I'm not working full weeks. But I will do this the last week of July. All right. So that's what you got to do. What you think you need to do, you need to do 10 times more of it. Everything: emails, phone calls, filling out feasibilities, CDAs. If you're looking to partner with one sub-I, a particular specialist, you need to be meeting with 10 of these people, and hopefully you'll get one to join you. That's just the way it is. That's the way you got to hustle right now. All right. Thank you for listening to this video/rant, but I thought it was important and timely for the market that we're in right now. All right, send me your questions, dan@theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Make sure you subscribe and like this, and send me screenshots of your outboxes. I want to see. And in a way, this is going to be helpful for me because I'm going to know selfishly and because I'm greedy. Although I'm just kidding, I'm really not greedy, but I'm a businessman. I will be able to see which people have replied to you. All right, so that's my hack. That's how I'm reverse engineering this. But I really want to motivate all you guys to do this on your own, so you don't actually need to hire people like me, because I'm a consultant, but that's not my passion. My passion is actually partnering with research sites and having like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50-year relationship with other people across the country or across the world who want to open up their own clinics. So the consulting thing's fine. If you can, I want to teach you how to get studies on your own, so you don't need to hire study brokers or people like me. But if you need me to hustle for you, and I will hustle for you, give me a call or email 949-415-6256, or just email Dan@theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thanks for watching, and take care.